Hello my crafty friends and welcome to my YouTube channel Corrine Crafts. I hope you're all really well. I hope you're enjoying all the videos so far. Have you done the monthly makers challenge? I hope you have. I hope you submitted your entry for that. Now this one wouldn't fit in because it's not the right colour. How about that? Isn't that gorgeous? Oops. So simple but so effective. That's my Technique Tuesday card showing you how to make a faux embossed background. So I've got butterfly background with that gorgeous butterfly on the front and a bit of inking around the back, around the edges. Isn't that beautiful? If you've ever wanted to know how to do a faux embossed background, I'm going to show you how to do that on here. So keep watching and we'll see how it's made. So for my Technique Tuesday, as I've said, we're going to do what I call faux embossing, how to make a faux embossed background without using an embossing folder. So I'm actually using, from my stash, you'll see me use lots of different bits. I'm using bits from the vintage butterfly. So instead of using a single butterfly, I'm going to be using this one, which is the kaleidoscope, a group of butterflies, as we all know, and that's using that. So I use a few of those, and then I'm also going to use this die here, which is the Perfect Papillon. Now it's a 3-piece and you get 3 different dies in here, but I'm actually only using the top 2, so I'm going to use those in Craft and Black. Now there's a solid layer that goes underneath, but I don't want to use that. Doesn't that look amazing in Craft and Black? So I'll show you how to do this. So this is actually a double-sided die. Now, if you are using a double-sided die, you need your double-sided plates. So I'll show you how it's done. I've already got them cut out, but I'll show you how it's done. So for a double-sided die, what you need is you need your green double-sided plates. So you put your cardstock on. So I'd need a piece of cardstock on the back, like that. And then I put that on my plate. Hopefully that would cover it completely. And then I'm going to put a piece of cardstock on the front. Then I'd put my other double-sided plate. And then I would just sandwich that between my 2 clear plates. I don't use my plastic shim or my magnetic shim. I run that through, and what it will actually do is it will cut the detailed layer and the matte layer at the same time. Now I didn't want the matte layer, so I just used scrap card in there and then I could throw it away. What I wanted was the detailed layer. So I've cut a few out just like that. Now and I've done that in advance because they do take a little bit of poking out. So I wanted to make sure it was done in advance. So what I needed to do then was to create my faux background. So I've got a piece of card, which is, let me measure, just over 4.5 by just over 6.5. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these onto here. Now this one could be different to the one I did before. Oh, I like that one. And then I'm just going to use little bits from here, just in there. So can you see how that will work? So I've got to stick this on. I found the easiest way to do this for me was to do it with my dotty tape pen. So I'm going to pop that on here, and then I'm just going to pop dotty tape pen on the back. Now you could do this with a wet glue. You'll see I'm going to do some techniques in a minute, so try not to get the glue to ooze out, which is why I'm going to be using my dotty tape pen. So we can do that all over, just like that. Bring in my piece of card, and then I'm going to do it right off the edge. So everywhere that I go, I'm going to make sure it comes off the edge, just like that. There we go. Then I'm going to get the next one. Now, if you had just single butterflies, I've got loads of single butterfly dies, and that would work too. If you've got lots of single butterfly dies, that would work well. You just have to cut more than I've just cut 3 of these because they're quite large. So yeah, that would work equally as well. And I like this because I'm doing it in random ways. It won't look like two dies cut together. I'm going to put those just there. Now see this one here, what I'm going to actually do is just cut that one off there, and that one's going to cut down as well, because then in a minute I'm going to use those because they're nice whole ones. So there we go. So right, what we can do now is, let's see, actually I'm going to put those ones on there. So let's just cut that off. And we can put that bit on, bit of glue on here. And you really do, you can just piece everything together. So let's pop that on there. And actually, see that gap there? I'm going to take this little one and I'm going to pop it in there. So I've not got a gap. So they're all going in all the different directions. So I've got no gaps there. Now this one, oh look, if I just drag that down a little bit, that works perfectly. I've still got this one here, don't need that bit. I can always cut little bits off as well and use those. So you can always do this. Now you don't have to do butterflies. I've done this with filigree. I've done it with swirls. You can do it with absolutely any shape you want. Any shape you want to look like you have embossed, then that's what you can put on. So let's see, where did I say this one would go? I'm going to pop that just there. And I've got a little bit of a gap there. So I'm going to take the top of this butterfly, tape on, and then I'm going to use, I don't want that gap there. So I'm going to pop that one on there. Now, can you see the gist of, if you only had individual little bits, you'd be doing exactly the same as what I've just done with the little ends, but you'd just stick them all over. Now, once you've got to there, obviously, it doesn't look very tidy. So what I'm going to do, turn it over and then just put my scissors up to here. Again, this is another one where if you start with a bigger piece of card, you can then just cut it down to the size that you want with your guillotine if you would rather. But I find it works very easily with my scissors. There we go. We can do that. And we can do that. Oh, got a bit stuck on there. Just, I'm not cutting the white card, that's the rectangle. I'm only cutting the bit stuck on. I've got a little bit sticking out there. There we go. And that now looks, doesn't that look like an embossed piece of card? Maybe you've not got a butterfly embossing folder. Sorry. Now you have. If you've got butterfly dies, you can now create a butterfly background. Okay, so go for it with white if you want. And I showed you, I'm going to pop my butterflies on. Looks lovely. But we're going to do quite a vintage look on this one. We're going to go all out vintage. So I've got Sandstorm and Fire Brown. So I'm going to come round the edge with my Sandstorm. Just round the edge. Using, as always, my Time for Tea blenders, because I can get such a good blend on there. There we go, all the way round. And again, this is why I didn't want to use a wet glue, because if I'd used a wet glue and it had seeped out, the ink wouldn't blend on. So we can pop that on just like that. And then I'm going to get a little bit of Fire Brown, but only a tiny bit. Just try and keep that as light as I can, just round the very edge. You see. Now the one I've already prepped, it's gone a little bit dark, so I'm going to try and do this one a little bit lighter. There we go. Right. Again, we could stop there. And doesn't that look lovely on there? Alternatively, I can get my spray booth and I think I must have been doing, yeah, you can see the colours I'm going to be using. I've got a couple of my Distress Oxide sprays. I don't know if I'm going to use both of these this time. I might just use my Walnut Stain. And I'm going to try and do it a little bit paler than I did on my last one. So I'm just going to hold this. Just excuse it coming out of shot a bit, because I just want to just do a waft. There, that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any more than that because it'll just cover it too much. And the other one I want to do is, I've got a little bit of black. Oh, I did that with black ink. So you could get a little bit of your black ink, put it on there. Really only needs to be the tiniest bit. I could actually even just spritz with that. So it's just coming up a little bit blacker. And then I can do that. I need a paintbrush. This is the one I used before. Mix it in with the black. Then I just get my pokey tool and then just a little bit of a splat, so it's coming out sort of a blacky brown There we go. Okay, I need to put that somewhere, and then I can lift that up. Still got that lovely white patch. And how about on there? So yeah, I know a lot of the it's sort of disappeared. Actually, I've just seen from something I've just recorded, I've got some white. I might actually have a go with some white speckles. Oh, I like that. Just a little bit. This is actually white gesso, still sitting in my craft room from another video I'd done. There we go. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, I had taken that out of my spray booth, which might have been the wrong thing to do. Okay, that's going to go just there. I'm actually just going to give that a quick dry. So I'll pause the video, give that a quick dry with my heat gun, and then I'll come right back in a minute. Right, I'm not totally sure how dry those are, but I need to get on with the video. So it's definitely dried a bit. So I have got a card blank. Let's put that to one side for a minute. My card blank is literally cut from a piece of A4. Oh, I've got a little bit of ink on there. It is 7 3/4 by 5 3/4. We're going to have to go with a little bit of a mark. I've got a mark on there. Obviously, it's touched the ink. Never mind. Okay. Oh, tell you what, I'll cut another card blank. Let's do this, because I'm going to be bothered by that. So I've got a piece of white card, and all I'm going to do, bring in the white card. Let's do that. Bring in my scoreboard. So it's white card. It's an A4 card, which is just shy of 12 inches wide. So I'm going to cut it to, what did I say, just over 5 3/4. So I'm going to cut it, score it at 5 7/8, just to there. This won't be in the middle, but that's fine. I'm going to trim it down, score it to there. You can see it overlaps. I'll just drop this score tool, so let's use that one, and then I can trim that down. Bear with me, and I'll go and get that trimmed. There we are, nice clean card base. So as I say, it is an A4 piece of card, folded roughly in half, trimmed down to 5 3/4 by 7 3/4. There we go, so that's what size I've done that on. And then I'm going to pop onto there, have I done this the right way around? Yeah, some craft card and some black card. So I've got a nice size border around there. Let's have a go. I think I'm going to go in with some all-purpose glue. I haven't used this for a little while. On the back of the craft card, I do love craft and black and white. I think it's really classy. It just covers all sorts of occasions, doesn't it? Really does. So put that in the middle, just there, like that. Then the black. I can feel where it's been cut, so that's definitely the back. Put that one on there. That's going to go on like that. I can see a little bit of glue seeping, so let's just, that's a great thing about all-purpose glue, is it does wipe right away. There we go. I like the size of the border I've done on there. I like it even more when I put my card on straight. There we go, that's better. And then I'm going to come on with this. I'm going to be careful with this one because it could still have a little bit of that gesso, could still be a little bit damp. We can get that on. I can get that on without smudging that. So we can put that on to there. Just pressing it down where there's no white bits. And then I've got some gems. I have got some couple of sentences just for you, make a wish, and I've got those 2 butterflies, but this could be anything that you wanted it to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bend the wings of this one up. I do like a little bit of dimension. Bend it up in the middle, bend the wings of this. Isn't this pretty? Oh, I haven't even got rid of all the bits out. Bending it will get rid of all the bits. There we go. Thought I'd poked all the pokey bits out, clearly I hadn't. And bend that up. I'm going to come in with a little bit of 3D glue because I just think that works. We can put that on to the back there. Let's go, not perfectly straight. If it's straight, it's got to be absolutely spot on. Otherwise, if you struggle with straight, make it not straight. Does that? I hope that makes sense. That's right mangle of words. But when it's straight, it's got to be absolutely perfect. So the best way to do is, if you struggle with straight, is go do something else. So there we go. I can move that in a minute. So I've got 2 sentiments. It's 2 sentiments. Make a wish and just for you. I like them that way around. That works, doesn't it? Really pretty. This is going to be such a simple card. So let's go 3D glue again on the back of there, just because I've got it in my hand. I do find that if I've got a glue out, I often use it a couple of times. And I've just mat and layered a sentiment from one of those sentiments pads, sheets rather, onto white and then onto craft. So I've got the black, white and craft combination. I just thought it just carried the theme all the way through. And then onto there. And then I'm trying to make sure that that gap here is the same as that gap there. Roughly the same, because it will look better for it. Now those are quite big black ones, so I've got some smaller black ones just here, but I've not got any of the middle size left. So I'll do a couple of the larger ones. Ooh, get those off. Let's put one just there. I need some mixed size black gems. I think I'm going to go shopping looking for those. I do, where you can, I put them in the flat bit. So again, like I say, we've just made this gorgeous embossed background without having an embossing folder to do it. Doesn't the black gems just lift it completely? Have I got room for one more, or am I being, yeah, I'm going to go one more just there. So I've got the white splats, the black splats, and also the black gems. And do you know what? I would leave it there. When that's dried, I'm going to just lift those wings up a tiny bit more. But every time I do that at the moment, it's just pulling. So I'm going to leave that to dry and then pop that there. Isn't that gorgeous? But this is our Technique Tuesday on how to make a faux embossed background if you haven't got a suitable embossing folder. Hope you like that. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Please don't forget to click on all of the crafty links at the bottom. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do. And I can't wait to bring you my next video. Thank you for watching.